guys, welcome back to my channel. And today I will be doing a story time. And it's not just any story time, not no regular story time or anything that has to do with like drama. This is a special story time because this is my testimony. So basically, I'm not gonna be like going into detail about every single thing because I just feel like I would just be yapping for 10 years. So I will just be giving like the gist, basically. So let me just start with a little bit of background information. I basically like was raised in a Christian household. So I grew up in church and stuff and everything. So I already knew about God like my whole life. Like I didn't have to be like introduced to him or anything like down the line. Like I already knew about God and stuff. And so, yeah. And I got baptized when I was like 8 years old. I think it was either 8 or 9, but I think it was 8. And so, yeah. And so for like all the way up to middle school, my life was literally fine. Like I didn't really go through nothing for real until 10th grade. So let's just get right into the story. So 10th grade happened, and 10th grade was weird because we had been virtual the year before that. So my first year of high school was actually my first year in high school, like in the actual building, was my second year of high school. So yeah, it's confusing. But I felt like a freshman, even though I was a sophomore, because I had to like meet all these people and stuff. Because when you're virtual, you just go to class online, and then after that, you just do whatever you want to do. For me, I don't know if it was for other people, but for what? I can't talk. Okay. I don't know how it was for other people, but for me, I did not really talk to people for real.
Y'all, excuse my hair. You know how black people hair get when it's like in the heat. Just ignore it. Anyway, so basically, what was I talking about? Oh, okay.
So I don't know how it was for other people, but for me, I didn't really like talk to the people that was in my class. Like, I didn't know no one, so I wasn't finna just start having random conversations with them. I feel like 9th grade virtually was like when people still like talk to their middle school friends and stuff. Because 10th grade was when I really started meeting people for real. So let's just fast forward. So 10th grade, that's when I met like a whole bunch of like different personalities and like got introduced to a whole bunch of different things, y'all. Because in middle school, it was not like this at all. Like I thought I was finna come into high school. It was finna be like High School Musical. Okay, I didn't really think like that. But it was given more of like Euphoria and 13 Reasons Why in high school. More than whatever was going on at Hollywood Arts and Victoria's. Like it was given totally different. But anyway, I met so many new people, and one of the things that I got introduced to was that gas, that Zaza. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say the word, but you know what I'm talking about. I got introduced to that. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I never smoked in my life, so I didn't do that, but I did it in another way. And so, basically,
I always told myself I was never going to do drugs. I always told myself I was never going to do drugs. Like, who wants to do drugs? Like, why would I do drugs? Like, that was my mindset. Like, that was just my thought. Like, I was never going to do that.
But, you know, I just got curious and I tried it one time. And that one time I started acting a little silly. So I was like, oh, let me try it again. Oh, let me try it again. Oh, let me try it again. Like, girl. And let me tell you, I was actually being so dumb. Because me and my friend, we had a brownie. It was a regular brownie. And my friend had like a bag of that green stuff. And I decided that I was going to put some on the brownie so that I could get high. Don't do that, y'all. That was the dumbest thing ever. Like, I don't even know if I actually got high for it or if my brain was just playing tricks on me. Because there's no way. I don't even think you can get high like that. But I don't know what was going on. Like, I sprinkled it on a brownie and I ate it. It was so disgusting. But I ate it. And then I started acting a little silly. And I actually felt like, not, it wasn't like for real, but I just felt a little bit. I was like, okay, so is this what it feels like to be high? That's not what it felt like to be high, but to me, that's what it felt like, because I didn't really know for real, and I think my brain was just playing tricks on me. So yeah, that was the first time. The second time, I don't know why I decided to do it again after it was so nasty the first time, but the second time we was in class, literally in class. Like, I was so dumb. Like, I don't know, like, initially, I don't know what the heck was going on. Like, later on, I know what was going on, but, like, when I first started, I didn't know, like, what was going on. I don't know why I wanted to do that so bad, but it was available. It was literally sitting right there in my face, so I just took it. And so my friend had some again, so I opened up my Oreo and I sprinkled some of my Oreo and I ate it. It was disgusting again, but why did I feel like I was high? Bruh. I don't even think it works like that for real, but so I'm just not gonna count that. But it's a part of the story, so I'm just saying it. So that happened, and then after that, my other friend had some of that stuff too, but hers was like infused into gummies. And it was CBD. It was like the medical one, I guess. Like, they give that to like cancer patients or whatever. It was that. So I started taking that, and I don't know if I don't think I was really high for real, but I was like really relaxed. And it didn't last for a long time. It lasted for like an hour at most, I think. So I started doing that. I took it one time, then again. I don't even remember how many freaking times I did that, but I just started taking that, and I was like fiending for it. Like, how do you get addicted to CBD? I don't understand. But it was like, once I had that feeling, it was like every other feeling that I normally had, it was like so much less. And it was like I was just always depressed all the time, and I started like feeling like anxious, and I'm like, oh, I just need that to calm me down. I just need it so I don't feel sad. I just need it for this. I just need it for that. Really, all I need was Jesus. But me being dumb, I'm just like, oh, please, can I have some? And every time I asked for some, she gave me some more. So I was just like, I just always had access to it. And so yeah, I just started doing that. Then it would be for like a while that I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm sober today. Oh my gosh, I'm sober. I'm 5 days sober. And I would just be talking like that. Like, I was a troubled kid in 10th grade. Like, I used to be on this app called Discord, and me and all my friends was on there. I had made like a little group chat or whatever, and we were all on there. If I go back and I screenshot my messages from 10th grade, y'all will not believe that was me. I don't even believe that was me. Like, that was a whole different girl. Like, ain't no way I was talking like that. Like, I was just messed up, y'all. I don't understand how it got that way, but it got that way. So, anyway, on April 20th, I decided it's 420. I'm gonna eat this. And I ate it during lunch. And I had forgotten that I ate that. But by the time lunch was over, we were walking to my fourth period class, and I was starting to feel it, bro. I was like, bro, is this how it feels? Is this how it's gonna feel? Like, it's just starting. So I already knew, like, once it got to the peak, it was gonna be over with. So I walked to my algebra class. I think it was algebra 2. Yeah, I walked to my algebra 2 class. I sit down, and I'm just trying to focus to like just get my work done, because it was just getting worse and worse. Y'all, I heard the clock ticking. It sounded like the clock was like over there on the wall. I never hear that clock tick. Tell me why I heard it ticking this time. I just heard the tick, tick, tick in my brain. I'm just like, bro, what is going on? If somebody walked down the hallway, I heard their footsteps before they even turned the corner. I'm like, bro, what do I have super hearing now? Like, what the heck? It was so weird. It was like everything that I heard, it was like an echo. It was like super close to my ear. So I was hearing like all this stuff. Then tell me why my classroom doesn't have windows. Like, my math class, it didn't have any windows. Tell me why it felt like the sun came and started shining on me.
That's weird.
How? There's no windows. I don't understand how that happened. And then also, I feel like I was watching myself from third person. Like, you ever play Roblox and then see yourself while you're sitting down, and then you just like zoom out and you just see your avatar sitting on the desk? That's how I was. I literally saw myself in third person. Like, how did that happen? I'm so confused. I still don't know. To this day, I don't know how that happened. But anyway, the bell rings. I get up. That walk to fifth period was the longest walk in my life. I was just in my brain. I was trying to tell myself not to start tripping out. Because this time there was nobody walking with me. Because I didn't tell everybody that I took that. So I was just by myself walking. And so my school, it was like divided. Like, it had A building, the BG building, C building, and then DF. But my school is big. So A building first floor to DF second floor, that was like miles away. So I'm on the first floor. I had to walk all the way out of my classroom down the hallway to the building so I could walk all the way across the building to the other side and go up the steps. Y'all, in my head, I'm just like, you're okay, you're fine. Just keep walking, cause I felt like I was about to collapse on the ground. Like, my legs felt like noodles. I was like, it was just so dumb. And after that, I was like, God, I'm never getting high again. That was the last time I ever got high, cause I just could not do it. I was like, bro, I didn't reach my limit, and I'm never doing that again. But then after I said I wasn't doing it again, I was getting these thoughts like, oh, maybe I can do it again, but just don't take that much. Oh, I can do it again and just do that, because now I know what my limit is. I can be responsible. Da, 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 da. You know those thoughts, those dumb thoughts that you get, like once you say you're not going to do something, and then your mind be telling you, oh, yeah, you could do it this one time. You could do it one more time. It's fine. It was stuff like that. So I didn't end up doing it again. Well, not really. But I started taking CBD again. But the CBD gummies that I had from my friend, they weren't working for real. So I guess it really doesn't count. But anyway, as of this year, I reached 2 years sober. So yeah. What happened? I think it's raining. It's raining, guys. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I'm 2 years sober now, and I'm so happy. But anyway, that's just one of the things. That's my story. All right, guys, so now we're gonna get a little deep. Okay, we're gonna start talking about mental health. All right. Okay, basically in 10th grade, in 10th grade and 11th grade, to be honest, I struggled a lot with my mental health, and I did not tell nobody. Like, I was literally, it was really bad. But 11th grade was way worse than 10th grade. 10th grade was bad. I feel like it was bad because I started doing drugs. Because then I started depending on that substance to make me feel what I wanted to feel, I guess. So then whenever I wasn't on it, then I was just feeling all these other emotions that I was trying to avoid. But I don't know what really caused it initially. I just started feeling like super depressed. Like, I would always like talk about it like in the Discord. Like, I would tell people like, I feel so empty, or I feel everything and nothing at all at the same time. Like, it's the worst feeling. Like, I just felt like so empty. Like, if I took a breath and I just sat there, it was just nothing. Like, I didn't feel any emotion. But then, like, me feeling no emotion also caused me to feel like everything. Like, I felt angry that I couldn't feel, and I was also sad because I was like feeling this way. It was a mess. So every day I just felt like, what is going on with my life? Like, what is this? Like, I don't want to feel this anymore. So that's why I was always like trying to be like super dependent on the drugs. And yeah, but what else? But yeah, and then I also started having like suicidal thoughts. Like, I would never do that for real. Like, honestly, but like I was thinking about it like a lot. I was like, well, if I were just to end it, then I wouldn't have to feel this anymore, and da 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 da. Like obviously, I didn't want to do that, like for real, but I had those thoughts in my mind, and then I would like, but like I didn't want to cut because I didn't want scars, and then so I would just like burn myself, but not like with fire. But I was also obsessed with fire too. Like when I used to take a whole bunch of like pictures because I was like obsessed with like photography and stuff. Like I still love photography, but I haven't been doing it as much. But in high school, I used to take a whole bunch of photography pictures. But why did I say photography pictures? I used to take a whole bunch of pictures. But yeah, I could show y'all some of them. But if you're on my Instagram, then you already seen them. But yeah. And some of them will just be like, oh, I think this is a nice picture, but some of them pictures is dark, and it just like reflected how I felt that day. So sometimes when I go back to my pictures and I look at them, I'm like, dang, that was a really bad day for me, like them pictures I took. But anyway, I didn't burn myself with fire, but I burned myself with water. Like sometimes when I be like, if I was in a shower or if I was just like washing my hands or something, then I would turn the water literally so hot and I would like burn my hands. Like I don't know what the heck was wrong with me, because why would I do that? That's so dumb. But I did it, and that was just one of the things that I did. I didn't do it like a lot, but I did do it sometimes. So I dealt with that and nobody knew. And I also was dealing with something else that caused my mental health to be like, eh. But I'm gonna just talk about that in this part. So basically, I had identity confusion. I'm gonna just say that because I didn't know who I was. Basically, like I was just trying to figure out what was going on in my life, and I started having feelings that I didn't want and feelings that was confusing me, because I was like, why am I feeling this way? That's wrong. Da 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 da. Like I was having those types of feelings, and this was in 10th grade. So I had these feelings started in 10th grade. And so, but when it started, I cut it off because I had started to like act on my feelings a little bit. Then I cut it off because I was like, no, that's not right. That's not what God wants for me. So da 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 da. So I stopped it. But I was still, I don't know. I was like struggling with a lot, but I got through it. But I feel like it's time to go to 11th grade because I've been beating around the bush, but it's time to go to 11th grade. Anyway, 11th grade started, and I had just ended it with that guy with SM. Y'all know if y'all watched my other video. But I had just ended it the first time with SM. And I remember when I was talking about like, I got into another relationship and he was like all talking to other people. But yeah, this is the relationship I'm talking about. So those feelings I had came back, I guess, and this time I acted on them like for real. And while I was like in this relationship, it was like so bad. Like the relationship wasn't bad, but well, it just wasn't right, you know? And so I was just like, oh my gosh, like it just started like building on me because nobody knew this about me except for my sister. She was the only person like in my family, but other people at school, of course they knew, but in my family only my sister knew. And I wanted to tell my mom so bad. I was like, I want to tell my mom, but I don't want her to like, oh, judge me and stuff and da da da. And I just didn't want my parents to be like disappointed. But yeah, so I just did not end up telling her. But the relationship went on for almost 3 months. But then I feel like what led these feelings to come back was the fact that the relationship that I had just gotten out of with SM, it was so toxic then, and I just still had like this empty feeling because my mental health problems, they didn't just go away. So it was still like that, and it was like even worse when I was in the toxic relationship with SM. So it was just really bad around that whole time. Like from really from September to December was a really bad time. I mean, January was too, I guess, but it ended in February. But it was a really bad time, like the whole first few months of the school year. Because between September and November, me and SM were like going through like the toxic stuff in the relationship, and then we also ended. But within 2 weeks of me and SM ending, I had got involved in the other relationship with that other person. And it's just like the void that I was like trying to fill with the drugs, now I was filling it with somebody just loving me. And because I didn't get that love from that person, I found it in another person that I shouldn't have. And so I had got involved in that relationship, and it was crazy. I started doing stuff I never imagined myself doing. Like, I don't know. Like, even looking back now, I'm just like, how did I let it get to that? Like, I don't know, bro. But I'm just glad that I got it. I got taken out of it. I got delivered from it. But yeah, while I was in it, it was very hard because nobody knew. So I felt like I was going through it by myself. So all the stuff that I had in 10th grade, like about like the thoughts and stuff and all that, it came back 10 times worse. Now this time I couldn't even sleep. Like, I would wake up every night at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would just be up and I couldn't sleep. Sometimes I couldn't even go to sleep until the middle of the night, and then I'll wake up early in the morning. Like, I wasn't sleeping. And then I was like up in the middle of the night, like, just thinking about like all these other things. I'm like, why am I like this? Da da da. Like, what are these friends I have? Like, I was just very in a confused state. And I was struggling with it, and nobody knew because at school it was like normal to be like that. So, and I was like surrounded by a whole bunch of people that was like saying that it was okay and stuff. So I was just very confused because on this side people were saying it's okay, but deep down inside of my heart I knew it wasn't okay for me, because I knew that that's not what God wanted for me in my life. But I just didn't know how to get out of it. Because, I was just very attached to that relationship. But one day, I ended up telling my mom because, mothers always know anyway. So she had like some suspicions, but I would always deny it. But then one day, I just decided I was going to tell her. Even though, she had some guesses, but they weren't like fully correct. So I ended up telling her. We had this long talk, and then we told my dad. I didn't really want to tell him because I didn't know how to feel. I was scared. So I asked her if she can tell him. So she told him while I was standing there. And after that, it was just like a very dark moment. And like when I told like these, I never told nobody this story before, and I'm not really going into detail because I'm not trying to say everything, but I feel like when I explain it, it doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but when I go back and think about it, it was a big deal to me. And it really, I don't know, it was just a very dark moment. And after that, I was just like really sad because I'm like, I can't control my feelings. I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I can't make it stop. And now my parents are disappointed in me. Now they're always going to be stressed out. I just added more stress to their life. Da, da, da. So I was just like being very hard on myself. So like everything, like the depression and stuff, it just got worse and worse. But I did feel better like now that they knew. But it was just, I don't know. It was just a very hard time. But in February, we had went to this church called United Remnant Fellowship, and it was this one sermon called Some Things Can't Wait, I think it was that. And while he was talking to me, I just felt, well, now he was talking to me, but while he was preaching, I just felt like, I don't know, like I just felt convicted. Like, I just need to get out of the situation I was in. So I just need to take action. Even though it was so hard, I just knew I had to do it. So after that service, it was actually my cousin's birthday. So actually, after that service, we had went to her house, and I had went to the bathroom because I just need to get it over with, because I just had like this whole weight just weighing on me. And even though it was so hard to let go of that relationship, because I was like just so attached to that relationship, and I just couldn't let it go, but I knew I had to. So I called the person. I'm like, I basically just broke up with them. And after that, I just broke down, and I was like crying for like a long time. And then after that, I got up and I started praying. And I was like, as I was praying and stuff, and like just talking to God, talking about how I was like gonna live my life for Him and stuff, and how I was gonna try, and like I was asking Him to forgive me and all that other stuff. So while I was doing that, I felt like a weight was being lifted. And after that, I went upstairs and I told my parents, and they were like happy that I made the step that I did. I mean, took the step that I did. And I felt proud of myself too. But y'all, the depression I had after that, it was so crazy, because even though I was proud of myself for taking the next step and like trying to get back right with God, it was so crazy because I let go of the relationship I was like attached to, you know, like, so I just felt like something was like ripped away from me. And maybe it was all the spirits that the other person had, I don't know, but, or all the spirits that was on me from that toxic relationship, I mean not toxic, from that relationship that I was in. So I don't know, but I was like very sad. I was like crying every day and stuff. I don't know, bro. It was like, I don't know how long that lasted, but it lasted for a while. But then I started getting better. I think it might have lasted for maybe a couple weeks, but then I started getting better. And then after that, things started getting like cool. Like me and that other person, we were friends for a while, but then I feel like God removed that person from our life for a reason, because if we were still friends, then I don't think it would have, like, things that happened wouldn't have. I don't know how to explain it. God removed that person from our life for a reason. So we ended up not being friends anymore because something happened. And then after that, I was just like cool off that person. And I was like getting my life together with God and stuff. But still, I was still like fighting like my mental health issues, because I was still feeling like a little like empty. Like the feelings that I had ever since sophomore year, the feelings, it didn't get all the way better. Like it was still moments when it came back. Like I was just feeling so like empty. Like I needed something to fill the void. So this one time, I mean, what the heck am I talking about? At my church, the youth pastor said that we were having this tour. So we were going around to different churches and stuff. And then we went back to URF, United Remnant Fellowship. We went back there. And this time it's May. It's May 13th on a Saturday, and we're there. And there is, I don't know if he's a minister or something. I forgot his name. I think it was Thomas. I don't know. Don't quote me. I don't know. But he was preaching, I think it was a message of love or something. It had something to do with love. And the way that he preached, it was different. Because, you know, like most preachers, like they like do all that hollering and stuff, but he didn't do it like that. Not to say that there's anything wrong, but when preachers like teach or like talk more, I pay more attention. So he was like talking, he was like telling this story about like one of his students that he had or whatever, and he was like so angry because he didn't have a father figure. And so he was like basically talking about how people just need love in their life. And then that message really like touched me, because I'm like, that's all I need. I just need love to just fill this void that I have, like this hole that I feel like I have in my heart. I just need something to fill it. And so I'm just sitting there, and then the pastor comes out and he like does altar call, and I don't go up. I still just sit in my seat. And then, cause I don't know, I just didn't go up. So I just sat in my seat. And then they start singing, "I love you, Jesus." And then he says, if you want the Holy Ghost, come down. And at first, I'm hesitant, and then he says it again. So I get up, and I just go up there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just go. So I go up there, and then he just starts praying for me. He's just telling me all this stuff. Like, I'm like, dang, like, God really just be exposing me to you? Like, what the heck? How you just know all this stuff? So he was just like praying for me. He's like telling me all this stuff, like all the stuff that I was going through, like in the past relationship I was in, and then like all the feelings that I was like feeling. Basically, he's just telling me about it all and like just praying for me and all that. So I'm just crying and stuff. And then after that, I'm just up there for a long time. And then I just start praying for myself. I'm like just talking to God. And I just feel like so free in that moment. Like, even though there's obviously other people in that church, I just feel like this moment, it was just me and God. I'm just talking to him, just like trying to like tell him just to like feel like this void that I have in my heart and stuff. Just like fill me like with his love and his peace and all that. And so I'm up there for a while. I want to say, I don't even know how long I was up there, but I was up there for a while. Then, like, my words, it started changing, and I started speaking another language, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, what? Like, because, like, before this, I had been, like, praying, like, for the Holy Ghost for, like, a long, long time. But then, and I had, like, been going up, like, regularly, but then I stopped. It's been such a long time since I've been up there. So I go up there, and I get filled with the Holy Ghost, and I'm speaking in tongues and stuff. And it was just the most wonderful feeling. I just feel like God just wrapped his arms around me and told me everything was going to be okay. And I'm just like, wow, like, I don't know. It was just like I experienced joy for the first time in such a long time, because, you know, like every other feeling that I felt, you know, like everything is temporary, but that joy that I felt, it was just like, that's just what I needed. Like, I finally felt whole. Like, he just gave me everything that I needed. And so ever since that day, like, my life has changed completely, and I'm so glad. Like, even though sometimes, like, I would like before this, I would like look back and be like, how could God forgive me for everything that I did? Like, from being in toxic relationships and other relationships that I know I'm not supposed to be in, and like being involved with people and like drugs and stuff, and doing all that stuff, talking the way that I talked, like, to my friends, the language that I was using. It was just like, how can a God, oh, not, what the heck? How can God forgive a person like me that did that? And so I was just like, and I know that was the devil, like, trying to make me, like, say, like, what's the point of even trying, because I did all that. And, but yeah, after that, I was just not even dwelling on the past anymore. It's like, now, it's just me and him, you know? And so I really thank God for that moment. And I've been trying to like tell like my friends about it and stuff, because, you know, not every church teaches about like stuff like that. So I don't want to like overstep, but I be like trying to tell them, because, you know, it really is a wonderful feeling, like getting filled with the Holy Ghost. It was a wonderful feeling. And ever since that day, like, you know, life has still been lifing, but God is good. But yeah, I mean, that's my testimony, and I feel glad that I shared that now. Because, you know, before that, I told you guys I was nervous, but now, you know, I feel good. And I really hope that this touched somebody, even though this message was all over the place. And I didn't even touch on like every single thing that happened, but it's just the gist of it. So I really hope that this testimony touches someone and helps someone who feels like things are not going to get better, or if anybody is struggling with like drugs, or struggling with mental health, or struggling with being stuck in a relationship. Y'all, I cannot talk. If anybody is struggling with any of those things, you can inbox me. My social media is in my intro and my outro, and I'm gonna put it on the screen right there, and it's in my bio. So you can reach out to me. I could talk to you. We could pray. I could send you scriptures, you know, everything. But I've been leaning over there the entire time, and the middle of the screen is right there. I've been feeling this video is about to be super blurry, but I hope it's not. But anyways, I really hope that you guys liked this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you stayed until the end, because I know I was yapping for a long time. But I hope you stayed until the end, and I hope you share this video to anybody that may need to listen to this testimony or anything. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. And I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.